set it up in a way that, like, okay, you're saying something that's actually factually inaccurate according to the narrative. Now, let's be real clear. I don't necessarily think they know what's going on yet. There's a lot of weird shit going on with this.
I know.
Really.
I almost texted you when the Charlie Kirk thing happened because my antennas went up about, they showed the photo of that kid, the guy that they have, the 22-year-old, whatever. And I was almost going to be like, dude.
This kid had a rifle with a scope. Now, here's where it gets weird. The first images of this rifle with a scope, I swear to God, it looks like he has a composite stock on it. Like, it looks like a modern 30-06 rifle. There was that one guy who was the decoy. All right, so you got this guy who's an older guy who starts yelling out. Didn't he take his pants down? Took his pants down? This guy was at 9/11. He was at the Boston bombing.
All the hits.
He called in a fake bomb at another place. And then he did this at this thing. Right after, so somehow or another, this guy has the state of mind that the moment someone gets shot, he yells out and says, I did it, and takes his pants down or something like that. I don't know exactly what he did.
Stop whatever you're doing, because what Elon Musk and Joe Rogan just said about Charlie Kirk's widow might be the most explosive thing the internet's seen all year. You think you've heard scandals before? Nope. This one doesn't just break headlines, it shatters them. Because when two of the most powerful voices in tech and media drop hints about a woman tied to one of the most controversial figures in politics, you don't just scroll past, you dig deeper. So, here's the question everyone's asking: why now? Why are Elon Musk and Joe Rogan suddenly speaking up about a story that was supposed to be buried? Did someone finally slip? Or is this all part of a much darker plan? The kind that doesn't end with a podcast, but with a cover-up? What started as an innocent clip from Rogan's show has spiraled into full-blown chaos. Elon's cryptic tweets, Rogan's calm but calculated tone, and the eerie silence from Charlie Kirk's widow, all pointing to one conclusion: something's being hidden, and they both know it. Because when billionaires start hinting at secrets, you can bet those secrets aren't small. And trust me, what she hid, it's about to break the internet. It all started with a clip that wasn't supposed to go viral. A few seconds of Joe Rogan casually mentioning something about the widow. No context, no warning, just that cryptic tone that instantly made half the internet freeze mid-scroll. Within minutes, the clip spread like wildfire. Elon Musk liked one tweet, and suddenly the entire world decided this wasn't gossip anymore. It was a clue. Because when Rogan talks, people listen. And when Elon likes, people lose their minds. At first, nobody really knew what the connection even was. Charlie Kirk's name hadn't been trending in months. His widow had disappeared from public view. But then, like clockwork, screenshots started surfacing. Blurry DMs, emails with half-redacted subjects, anonymous insiders, whispering that Rogan and Musk had been sitting on information for weeks. Now, normally, you'd call that conspiracy talk, until Rogan mentioned that a certain someone had been warned not to reopen old wounds. That single line changed everything. Viewers paused, rewound, slowed it down frame by frame like detectives in a Netflix docuseries. And that's when the theories exploded. Was Charlie's widow hiding something? Did Rogan just confirm what people had been suspecting for years, that the story of Charlie's death wasn't as clear as it seemed? Or was this all just a carefully orchestrated distraction? Nobody knew for sure. But the timing? Way too perfect to be coincidence. Then came Elon's move. No interviews, no explanations, just a tweet. The truth always finds a way. 7 words. That's all it took to set social media on fire. Within hours, the hashtags #CharlieFiles and #TheWidowSpeaks were trending globally. Every influencer with a microphone suddenly became a truth investigator. Everyone wanted to decode what Elon meant. Some swore he was confirming Rogan's hints. Others said he was trolling the entire media system, using chaos as clickbait. But then a so-called leaked screenshot hit Reddit, allegedly from a private SpaceX group chat, showing Elon commenting, "They'll never admit what really happened." Whether it was real or not didn't matter. The internet had decided it was. Because that's how viral stories work now. The illusion of truth spreads faster than proof ever could. By day 2, dozens of YouTube channels had already posted their own investigations. Thumbnails screamed things like, "Rogan and Musk exposed the lie," and "Charlie's widow finally busted." The commentary ranged from analytical to absurd. One channel claimed they'd analyzed Musk's tweet patterns and discovered a hidden Morse code-style message. Another insisted Rogan's hand gestures in the clip spelled out the word cover-up. You'd think people would laugh it off, but no. The more ridiculous it sounded, the more viral it became. Because deep down, people want to believe there's more going on behind the curtain. The digital age made paranoia fashionable. And this story? It was tailor-made for it. Then something strange happened. Out of nowhere, a small-time blogger claimed to have found emails between Charlie Kirk and a mysterious contact saved only as E. Within hours, E became the internet's favorite mystery character. Was it Elon? Someone in government? Or, as one viral thread insisted, E stood for evidence. The blog crashed from traffic, screenshots flew across Telegram groups, and suddenly everyone believed we were seconds away from a massive reveal. And just when things were at peak chaos, Rogan dropped another bomb during a live segment. He said, "Some people pretend to move on, but the past doesn't disappear, it just hides better." That single line detonated the timeline. People clipped it, captioned it, looped it, slowed it down, and uploaded it to every platform in existence. Now, to anyone else, that might sound philosophical, but to the internet, that was code. Proof that Rogan was hinting at the widow's secret. Within minutes, TikTok detectives were pointing out that Rogan leaned back in his chair exactly when he said, "hides better," as if signaling that someone specific was being referenced. By now, even traditional outlets couldn't ignore it. CNN ran a half-hearted piece titled, "Social Media Misinterprets Rogan Clip." But that only made it worse. The denial gave the theory legitimacy. Because if the mainstream media is rushing to debunk something, it must be true, at least in the eyes of the algorithm. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, the king of calculated chaos, fanned the flames without saying a word. He liked a post that read, "Funny how the ones closest to him never speak up." The internet lost it. Who was he referring to? The widow? Rogan? Someone else? The ambiguity was genius. Every interpretation kept the story alive. People began hunting through old interviews, archived podcasts, deleted tweets, looking for evidence. Some even claimed they spotted Charlie's widow in the audience at one of Rogan's comedy shows years ago, framing it as proof of a connection. The clip wasn't even from the same venue, but facts didn't matter anymore. Emotion did. The more people felt like detectives, the longer they stayed online. The longer they stayed online, the bigger the views got. And that's when the influencers stepped in. Fake analysts, conspiracy streamers, psychic truth readers. Everyone claimed to know someone who used to work with Charlie or his wife. Anonymous voices with blurred faces popped up in interviews saying things like, "He told me once he didn't trust her." None of it was verified, but every fake detail made the story richer, and therefore more believable. By week's end, even Rogan's team had gone quiet. Fans flooded his subreddit demanding answers. A moderator posted, "Joe won't comment on private matters." That only fueled speculation that there was a private matter. Because in the world of viral chaos, silence is the loudest confession. Then came the first real escalation, or what people thought was real. A voice note surfaced on Twitter allegedly from one of Charlie's old producers, claiming the widow had met with Elon privately after his passing. The clip was grainy, muffled, almost too cinematic to be accidental. It was the perfect fuel. Podcasts jumped on it instantly. Headlines read, "Elon's secret meeting with the widow, confirmed?" The audio had no proof, but it didn't need any. All it needed was emotion. That's what keeps people hooked, not accuracy, but adrenaline. And right in the middle of that chaos, Elon Musk dropped a single emoji. Eyes. That's it. No caption, no reply, just eyes. Within an hour, eyes became the most retweeted symbol of the week. Entire threads decoded it like it was scripture. Was he watching the story unfold? Or admitting he was involved? Then, someone posted a side-by-side photo, Elon at a dinner event, and a blurred woman sitting beside him who vaguely resembled the widow. That image broke every timeline. Millions of likes, millions of theories, and zero verification. But who cared? The internet had already chosen its truth. And that's how it began. A perfect digital storm of silence, suggestion, and speculation. Elon Musk and Joe Rogan didn't need to expose anything directly. They just had to nudge the internet, and it did the rest for them. Because in today's world, you don't need to say something's true. You just need to make people want it to be. And when Rogan hinted at secrets and Elon quietly amplified it, everyone watching felt like part of an underground discovery. But what nobody realized yet, not the fans, not the media, not even the influencers milking the chaos, was that the widow herself was about to step into the storm. Quietly, calmly, and with one line that would flip everything upside down. And just like that, the silence broke. Charlie Kirk's widow, the woman at the center of the world's most confusing digital hurricane, finally spoke. Not through an interview, not through a press release, but with one single, vague sentence posted to her barely active X account. The truth is heavier than most can carry. 8 words. No hashtags, no photos, no clarification. Yet somehow, it felt like the loudest statement of the year. Within minutes, her post racked up hundreds of thousands of likes, and just as fast, millions of theories. Some called it a confession. Others said it was a warning. And a few, the ones who live for chaos, decided it was her way of saying, I know something you don't. Joe Rogan didn't comment. Elon Musk didn't post. But the absence of their responses became its own kind of message. Silence wasn't peace, it was proof. And that's when it started again. The breakdowns, the slowed-down video clips, the fake forensic experts analyzing her punctuation as if the number of dots in her sentence held a hidden meaning. You'd think people would get tired, but no, obsession doesn't sleep. The next morning, a new thread dropped on Reddit titled Project Widow, The Secret Files. It claimed to contain leaks from Charlie Kirk's personal laptop, conveniently discovered by a tech insider. The files were fake, obviously. But fake doesn't matter when it looks believable enough. Screenshots labeled private chats, emails with subjects like, tell Elon and don't delete this, and a blurry folder icon named truth_final. All of it spread across the internet like gasoline meeting fire. Within hours, podcasts started picking sides. One claimed Rogan was protecting the widow. Another insisted Elon was warning her. A few more went completely off the rails, arguing that all three were part of a digital theater designed to distract the public from something even bigger, an alleged secret deal between media networks and Silicon Valley giants. The widow stayed quiet. And that silence? It made her magnetic. Every influencer with a camera became her prosecutor or defender. They used split screens showing her old photos beside new posts, zooming in on her eyes like she'd blink out a confession. Then came the so-called leaked recording. A grainy, late-night audio clip surfaced on Telegram and later made its way to X. The voice, allegedly hers, whispered, "He told me not to trust anyone." It was eerie, emotional, and clearly edited. But logic doesn't trend. Emotion does. The clip exploded overnight. People began comparing the voice to old interviews. AI detection videos popped up, claiming it was 96% authentic. Rogan's subreddit was flooded with theories that he was the he she referred to. Elon's fans claimed it was part of a psychological experiment he'd hinted at during a Tesla keynote 2 years earlier. Then, the ultimate twist. A blog called Truth Ledger posted what it claimed were screenshots from an internal podcast group chat between Rogan's team and an unnamed Silicon Valley investor. The message read, "If she leaks the diary, everything changes." That one line, whether real or fabricated, became the turning point. Suddenly, everyone believed there was a diary. A real physical diary written by Charlie Kirk himself. People started calling it the Trust Journal. It was trending globally within 6 hours. Creators rushed to upload breakdowns of what might be inside it. Handwriting analysts, trauma therapists, and political commentators all trying to outsmart each other on camera. TikTok users were claiming they could feel the energy of the pages just by staring at the blurry thumbnail someone had faked. You couldn't scroll 2 posts without seeing #TrustJournal somewhere in the caption. Elon Musk made things worse. Or better, depending on how much you love chaos. Out of nowhere, he liked a post that said, The truth doesn't hide, it waits. And that single tap triggered another avalanche. Suddenly, the narrative flipped again. Now people thought Elon already had the diary, that he'd read it, that he was protecting someone. Memes turned into movements. Reddit detectives claimed the journal contained proof that Charlie had uncovered a financial scandal linked to political donations. YouTube analysts speculated that his widow wasn't grieving, she was negotiating. Some said she'd been blackmailed. Others said she was the one holding all the cards. And then, like a perfectly timed plot twist, a mysterious account under the name The Keeper of Words began posting cryptic messages. The profile photo? A candle? The bio? He wanted the truth told. At first, people ignored it, until that account dropped a thread with blurred photos claiming to show excerpts from Charlie's alleged diary. One of them read, "I'm surrounded by people I thought were family, but they're watching me." It didn't matter that the handwriting looked suspiciously digital. The internet treated it like scripture. Every letter became a clue. Every word, a warning. And when someone noticed that the candle emoji in the username matched one Elon Musk had used in a tweet years ago, it was over. That was it. In the collective mind of the internet, Elon was the keeper of words. The story had officially mutated beyond reason. Podcasts went live by the hour. Titles screamed things like, "Elon Musk exposes hidden diary," and "Joe Rogan warned her." Reaction videos hit 1 million views each. People began creating timelines connecting Musk's tweets, Rogan's pauses, and the widow's posts into what looked like a psychological thriller. But then came the twist no one saw coming. The widow went live. A quiet, shaky live stream. No dramatic music. No warning. Just her sitting in dim light, hands trembling slightly, voice low.
"You're all wrong," she said.
"You think you know the story, but you don't even know me." The internet froze. Viewers leaned in. Comments flew by faster than the chat could load. She continued, "He wrote things when he was scared. Things that weren't meant to be seen. And you're making him a ghost he never wanted to be." But right before she could elaborate, the stream cut out. Just a frozen frame. Then darkness. The silence that followed?
Terrifying. People thought it was hacked. Others said she panicked.
Some swore they saw a reflection of another person standing behind her in the last second of the feed, a blurred figure near the window. Clips of that split second spread everywhere. Analysts zoomed in, drew circles, reversed brightness. They swore someone was there. Theories erupted.
Was it Elon?
Was it a guard? Was it staged? Within hours, the reflection became the next viral chapter. And in the middle of the madness, Rogan finally posted something. Just a single word. Enough. But it didn't stop anything. In fact, it made things worse. People thought it was guilt. Others said it was code. Conspiracy forums claimed enough matched a keyword from one of Charlie's last tweets years ago. Then Elon joined in with a tweet that simply read, "You'll see soon." That was the moment everything melted. Every thread, every feed, every timeline turned into a battlefield. TikTok creators were crying, YouTubers were screaming, and Twitter turned into a full-blown digital courtroom. Some were convinced the widow was the victim. Others swore she was the mastermind. But what made it all so eerie was the rhythm of it. How perfectly timed each message was. A pause from Rogan. A tweet from Elon. A tearful post from the widow. None of it felt random. It was as if they were all dancing to a script the public couldn't see. And as night fell on what was easily the wildest week in internet history, one fact became undeniable. This wasn't just a story anymore. It was a spectacle, a global obsession, a live experiment in how fast truth can vanish when everyone's too busy guessing. And yet, nobody could stop. Because every time you think you've hit the end of the story, another post, another clip, another anonymous source drags you right back in. The world was hooked. But what came next was the twist that made everything before it look tame. The world barely slept that night. Everyone was waiting for Elon Musk to post, for Joe Rogan to clarify, for the widow to reappear. Every feed, every forum, every live stream was alive, pulsing like electricity. And then, just before sunrise, it happened. Elon tweeted 3 words that would hijack the entire internet. The file's real. No context, no tag, no punctuation. But those 3 words detonated like a bomb. Screenshots flooded every timeline within minutes. Hashtags like #ElonKnows, #TheFile, and #TrustJournalConfirmed exploded across platforms. Some thought it meant the diary was real. Others believed it meant the entire story was one giant psychological experiment that Elon was confirming. But everyone agreed on one thing. Something big had just been validated. Within hours, Rogan's name started trending again. He hadn't said a single word since his "enough" post, but that silence turned into gold. People began pulling clips from old podcast episodes where Rogan talked about the cost of truth and what happens when the wrong people get exposed. Suddenly, those random philosophical ramblings became evidence. Commentators declared that Elon and Rogan were working together behind the scenes, that they were building a story too dangerous for traditional media to touch. YouTube exploded with thumbnails screaming, "Elon and Rogan just confirmed it all." The more vague Elon stayed, the more the world filled in the blanks for him. And then, just when it felt like the internet couldn't handle another twist, the Keeper of Words account, the same candle profile that had been teasing diary pages for days, posted a new message. He left a warning in his last entry. They all ignored it. Attached to it was an image, blurry, cropped, and yet distinct enough to show a line of handwriting under the name Charlie Kirk.
It read,
"If something happens to me, look at the one who stayed silent." That single sentence broke the internet in half. One side screamed that it was proof the widow was involved. The other claimed it was a message about someone else entirely, maybe a business partner, maybe a political figure. Theories piled up like confetti. Even major news outlets had no choice but to mention it now, cautiously running headlines like "Viral Diary Image Sparks New Debate Over Charlie Kirk Mystery." But then something weirder happened. The widow's official Instagram account, inactive for months, suddenly came back online. Only one story was posted, a black screen with a single word written in white text, "Stop." No caption, no sound, just that word. People froze. Was she asking for the madness to end? Or was it another clue? Within 10 minutes, the story vanished, deleted, and that was it. No one knew whether she had been hacked, panicked, or simply trying to control a narrative that had already spiraled beyond her reach. Meanwhile, Elon fanned the flames again. He replied to a random user who wrote, "This feels staged." Elon's response? "Reality often does." That line alone became legendary. TikTok creators looped it over eerie music. Commentators called it the moment the simulation cracked. The phrase printed itself onto hoodies, TikTok edits, and even fake news articles claiming it was a quote from an unreleased SpaceX speech. The chaos had officially reached myth level. And while the world was obsessing over cryptic tweets and diary fragments, an even bigger twist was brewing, one that no one saw coming. Late that evening, an independent tech journalist named Rhea Coulson posted a video claiming she'd been contacted by someone who used to work on Charlie Kirk's media team. The anonymous source allegedly sent her a full copy of the Trust Journal. It was, of course, impossible to verify. But that didn't stop her from reading it live. She opened it dramatically, flipping through printed pages. The entries sounded poetic, paranoid, haunting. Lines like, "They tell me what to say, what to post, what to believe. I smile for cameras, but my words aren't mine." And another, "The silence they demand isn't peace, it's control." The internet went ballistic. People claimed to hear Charlie's voice in her narration. Fans flooded her channel begging for more pages. And while skeptics called it AI-generated nonsense, believers didn't care. To them, this was the smoking gun. Within hours, Elon Musk liked her video link, then unliked it. That tiny motion was enough to make the whole world believe he'd just confirmed it was real. By now, every influencer, every conspiracy theorist, every wannabe journalist was deep in the story. Some said the widow had sold the diary for millions. Others claimed it was part of a secret documentary Rogan was producing. But the loudest theory, the one that truly took over, was that the diary was meant for Elon. A massive Reddit thread argued that Charlie had written the journal as a warning to one of his allies, and that Elon's cryptic tweets were his way of telling the world he'd received it. People matched dates, times, handwriting styles, even claimed one of the diary's doodles resembled the Tesla logo. It was madness disguised as logic. Rogan finally broke his silence, but not how anyone expected. During a stand-up show in Austin, someone yelled from the audience, "What about the widow?" Rogan paused, took a sip of water, and said calmly, "You ever notice how the truth always trends last?" Then he smiled and moved on. That single sentence became headline gold. Rogan confirms theories live on stage, screamed one outlet. Another wrote, "Rogan's joke hides chilling message." Clips spread like wildfire. Suddenly, the line "Truth trends last" became the new slogan of the movement. Meanwhile, the widow disappeared completely. No posts. No appearances. Nothing. Her lawyers released a brief statement denying involvement in any ongoing online narrative, but no one believed it. Denial just added more fuel. The FBI was rumored to be investigating leaked materials. Politicians were asked about it in press conferences. Influencers were making merch with Elon's "The File's Real" quote. The entire story had left reality behind. And yet, something about the quiet after that frenzy felt unnatural. Like everyone had reached the edge of the storm but couldn't quite step out of it. The feeds were calmer, but the obsession wasn't gone. It had just gone underground. Private Discord servers, encrypted group chats, hidden subreddits, all trading theories, proof, and fake diary scans like black market currency. Then one final blow landed. Elon Musk posted a single image, a candle burning in the dark. No caption. Just the same candle that the Keeper of Words account used. The internet imploded. Some screamed it was confirmation that Elon was the keeper all along. Others claimed it was him mocking everyone. But the reaction was immediate and massive. Within 30 minutes, half of social media crashed from the surge in traffic. The moment became known as the Candle Hour. YouTube live chats filled with thousands of users chanting, "The truth is coming." Rogan's old clips trended again. And for one surreal night, it felt like the entire world had fallen into a collective fever dream, a space between truth and fantasy where everything felt possible and nothing could be trusted. By morning, the candle post was gone. Elon deleted it. No explanation. The silence that followed felt heavier than words. Analysts would later call it the perfect modern scandal, one built on absence, not evidence. A mystery that thrived on half-truths, misinterpretations, and perfectly timed silence. Because in the end, no one ever proved the diary existed. No one confirmed who the keeper was. And yet, millions were convinced they'd witnessed something historic. That's the power of the digital age, where a like becomes a headline, a pause becomes a confession, and silence becomes the loudest sound in the room. Elon Musk never said another word about it. Joe Rogan moved on with his show. The widow vanished into quiet anonymity. But the internet? It never stopped talking. Every few weeks, another new clue surfaces, a pixelated image, a voice note, a screenshot from nowhere. And each time, the chaos rises again, like the scandal never ended. Because maybe it never did. Maybe the truth really is heavier than most can carry. Or maybe, just maybe, the real secret was never in the diary at all. It was in watching how far people would go to find something that might not even exist. The story ends here, but the obsession doesn't. Because somewhere, someone's still zooming in, still screenshotting, still chasing a truth that might never show itself. And in a world ruled by algorithms, maybe that's the ultimate game. Make them believe there's more. Because as the saying goes, if silence can break the internet once, it can do it again. So what do we do now? Keep scrolling, keep guessing, or finally admit that silence just became the loudest scream on the internet? Because whether you believe Elon Musk and Joe Rogan uncovered a secret diary or engineered the most genius digital illusion ever, one truth remains: the world wants to believe. And that's the real power. Not money, not fame, not even proof, but the ability to make people question everything. This wasn't just a scandal. It was a mirror. Every tweet, every leak, every blurry screenshot reflected the madness of our own curiosity. We didn't just watch this story unfold, we fed it. We turned silence into evidence and speculation into gospel. And the craziest part? None of us are ready to stop. Because deep down, everyone still wants that final page, that last hidden line that ties it all together. But maybe there isn't one. Maybe the point was never the truth. Maybe the point was watching us chase it. So here's the question that should keep you up tonight. What if the biggest lie wasn't what she hid, but what we made up ourselves? If you think this story is over, think again. The next post, the next clip, the next accidental tweet could change everything. Because in this digital circus, the curtain never really closes. So go ahead, hit that like button, drop your theory in the comments, and subscribe before the next silence breaks. Because when it does, you'll want to say you heard it here first. This story isn't ending. It's just beginning.